Hello folks, it's Clinton Moss here with Gunnar Energy Services, and today I have a case study that essentially I've been working on in my mind for the last 5 years. This is truly a giant leap forward in relief well intervention technology, and I can't wait to tell you guys about it. So folks, what we had here was a well on U.S. land, and there was a problem. There was an obstruction in the well. They could not work their way down, and they didn't want to have a rig set up over it anymore. There was a stuck bridge plug low down in the well, and essentially they required an intercept because there's pressure below the bridge plug, and of course they wanted to permanently plug this well. So customer decided to take a relief well intervention approach, to skid the rig off to the side and then to directionally drill, locate, follow, intercept, and then mill and re-enter the target. That's a typical relief well approach. But folks, here in this case, there were some challenges. The formations that were present were very high in resistance. There was salt present. And also they wanted to use an oil-based mud just to keep the hole in good condition as we drilled. So those factors compound, those environmental factors compound the difficulty of a job like this. When you use active magnetic ranging in the presence of salt or very high formation resistances, or even with OBM, all of these factors contribute to lessening the signal that you will get from a typical wireline ranging tool. Now, also the customer wanted to get this intercept complete as quickly as possible without having to trip in and out of the well over and over and over. It typically happens with wireline tools 20 times, 20 double trips out of the hole. So you can deploy these tools. That can introduce a whole other set of problems, and that's what the customer was seeking to avoid. So folks, this was then the prime opportunity to try our new DeadAhead active ranging while drilling system that was enabled by real well wired and powered drill pipe. So what we did here is use that pipe instead of a wireline to inject electrical energy. It blooms out into the formation, stimulates the target. We get our signal that bathes the MWD sensor now. It's not a wireline tool, it's embedded in the drilling BHA. The ranging shot then is processed and it's pumped back up to surface through mud pulse telemetry. So that's the idea. You don't have to withdraw the drill string, but rather, for wireline, just take the data as you drill, just like a survey. So instead of a gyro survey or an MWD survey or a ranging survey, it's all of those things every time we cycle the pumps for the survey. So folks, let me tell you how it went. We skid the rig off to one side, began drilling, and kicked off towards the target. When we got in detection range, we injected through our wire pipe for the very first time. It was fantastic, folks. We identified the target exactly where we expected based on the survey. So far, so good. We dropped down against that target and paralleled the target between 5 and 10 feet away. The target would sometimes meander, but we followed it down and ranged on every single or every stand on a conventional drilling rig, of course, all the way down along the target before we set our intermediate casing, or our kill string in this case, So it's really neat, folks, the first time I've been a part of something like that, to be within, proximity, to have our ellipsoids overlapping. It's a stop drilling condition technically, but we drilled while monitoring with ranging while drilling all the way along for 1 mile without having to trip out of the hole, paralleling that target. It was beautiful. So folks, when we get down to the appropriate TVD, we set an intermediate string. We call that our kill string, because we're going to have to mill and re-enter this target where there's significant pressure and capability of flow below us. It's a true relief well. We set that intermediate string. You can see it here behind me now. Drilled out with our ranging while drilling system while we continue to approach the target. and contact it at the exact depth that was optimal for this project. You see, folks, you can see that we have a stuck packer, but also the target well builds aggressively away from us in its curved section. So we want to get intercepted exactly below the packer, not leaving any room to spare because the kickoff is going to occur so soon thereafter. So folks, a year in advance, we had selected the appropriate depth, and in fact, when we made contact with the target, it was exactly at the depth that we predicted, the optimal depth. What does this tell us, folks? That the ranging tool did its job. The ranging while drilling system empowered by this wired and powered drill pipe enabled an excellent determination of distance and direction such that we could be precisely on depth when we intercepted. But folks, that's just the starting here. The fun just begins. Now it's time to do the kill, okay? As soon as we contacted the target, we went on instantaneous hydraulic losses. So what to do? We were ready, folks. We had managed pressure drilling in place, shut in on that well, and bullheaded a 100-barrel kill at about 8 barrels a minute till that well was laid over and dead, okay? So now we have a dead well. It's made safe, but we're not done. Still not done, folks. We've got to plug that well. We have to get cement back inside. So we trip out of the hole, we pick up a mill, we go down. We have all this worked up in our milling software, so we know exactly how far we're wanting to mill. We made one nice clean run to cut that bird mouth slot, the aperture, into the target well. Nice clean runs, about an 8-foot window, tripped out of the hole, and then to pick up a stinger, folks, okay? So now we have a 2 3/8 stinger. We run back down, out our intermediate casing shoe, the kill string, into open hole, through the window, and then tripped 500 foot of tubing into the window, through the curve, and out into the build section of the target well. Isn't that fantastic, folks? It was absolutely wild to see it happen. Okay, so now we have our stinger back inside, freely tripping the pipe, okay, just on the elevators, no working it through, just beautiful, right to bottom in the target well, 500 foot of overlap, and then pumped our cement plug up the curve, through the window, through the open hole section, back up inside of our kill string, and then pulled out of that, wait for the cement to set up, and come down and tag it to know that we have a plug precisely where we wanted to place it. So folks, can you believe it? We've gone so far in the industry from tripping over and over and over again for these wireline runs to just being able to drill miles at a time, practically speaking here, as is evidenced by the case study, a mile without ever having to come out of the hole, just ranging while drilling all the way along. It's absolutely fantastic. It's something the industry has been asking for all these years, and I'm so proud to finally be able to work and with my team and a beautiful customer in this case to deliver this fantastic result. So folks, in summary, there's been a paradigm change. Gone are the days of these serial running of wirelines, okay, this iterative way that it is done. It's now transformed into a ranging while drilling application where you have better signal, 35 amps injected, where it's faster, where it's cheaper. Everything that we wanted in a ranging system, the accuracy, the range, has all been preserved and is even better, and leads to this exceptional result. So folks, in closing, I just want to thank our partners on this. RealWell provided the wired and powered drill pipe. What a fantastic technology. Didn't give us any issues. No heartburn at all, folks. Just running that pipe as if it was normal. My colleagues, my buddies at Die Drill and Erdos Miller were there standing shoulder to shoulder with me to deliver this fantastic result. So folks, in conclusion, we can say that we have a new step change technology that is built and customized and tuned to deliver these fantastic results in a relief well scenario or even a plug and abandonment application. I'm so proud to say, folks, that for all your magnetic ranging needs, one call certainly does it all. Call Gunnar Energy Services, and thank you all for watching.